you are a current college student, a soon-to-be college student, a parent of one of those students, or you know someone who is in any of those boats, this video is something you're going to want to pay attention to. The Education Department has just soft launched the brand new simplified FAFSA form, and the Education Department believes this new form could make a total of more than 5 million students eligible for the maximum Pell Grant award. But this form isn't always available, so I'm going to explain all of that in a second. And as always, if you want all of this new FAFSA information straight from the Education Department, I will email it out to you tonight in my Newsgirl News Roundup email, so make sure you sign yourself up. Okay, first, most students and parents already know exactly what a FAFSA is, but for those of you who may not know, FAFSA stands for Free Application for Federal Student Aid, and it is the application that needs to be filled out every single year and approved before any federal student aid, work study, or Pell Grants are awarded to a student. FAFSA information is also used by states and schools to determine if there is additional aid that a student may qualify for. A family's income, assets, and how much they can pay for college are some of the many factors that go into determining how much the government or school or state will award a student. But as most parents and students who've been through the FAFSA process already know, that form is really complicated with more than 100 questions, including detailed financial information. Well, after Congress passed a new law back in 2020 to streamline the FAFSA process, the Education Department just announced the new and approved streamlined FAFSA online form is now ready and available for the 2024-2025 school year. The new form reduced those questions from more than 100 down to 36, and for some applicants, as few as 18 questions. It also made it easier for families to import their tax information straight from the IRS into the system. And it takes into account the changes Congress made to the Education Department's formulas for calculating the income needed for students to be awarded federal financial aid or awarded one of those coveted Pell Grants that, of course, does not need to be paid back. It's also worth noting, the new law removed the sibling discount that was included in the prior calculations on a FAFSA form, so families with more than one child in college right now may see less aid. But here's the thing. There is a deadline both from the federal government and the school you plan to attend and even your state to get your FAFSA form in so you can be considered for a Pell Grant or any of those student aid or student loan programs. Normally, the Education Department rolls out the FAFSA form to the public in early October, but because of all these changes, they just soft launched the form Sunday. And because it's basically a beta version, it's not always available. So sometimes you'll go to the website and you can get right on and you can get through the FAFSA process, and sometimes you go to the page and it's so overloaded with applicants that they just take it down. But don't worry, the Education Department says you do not need to rush to fill out your FAFSA form like right now, today. The department won't even be transmitting results to the 20 schools you select to receive your information until later in January. But you should check with your school that you want to attend or you're hoping to attend to see when the FAFSA deadline is. It's always best to fill out your form sooner rather than later, as funds are limited, and early submissions also give students a better chance of accessing state and school scholarships, and some states and schools have earlier deadlines for their grants. And lastly, it's important to know, if you are successfully able to complete your FAFSA during this soft launch period, you will not need to resubmit the information after the soft launch period is over.